with art, and especially art that utilizes abstraction, for me, I think that you're able to, in a way, see what you want to see, and at times see what you need to see. With a lot of the concepts being grief and healing oriented, and setting up the framework for the audience with writing and like the didactics, I think that it allows for people to be able to see past just colors and shapes, but also forms that they've felt even, which I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm wanting for people to feel something new and feel something different when coming to the Still Museum than just feeling like this is just abstract expressionism, or these are just large paintings that I can't get into, but understanding however they are feeling is right and that there's no wrong answer. And what you want to get out of it, you can. By hanging works in a more sparse way, I want to create more of a space of allowance for the viewer, for the audience, and also to kind of bring this like idea of a working relationship as far as like interpretation is concerned. It's like I'm not the only person that can tell you how to feel about something just because I'm the curator of an exhibition. The audience also has a lot of agency within the space and within interpreting how they feel about something. And so I feel like for me, growing up, I always felt like it was easier for me to try and figure out how I felt about something, especially really big feelings like sadness or anger or joy, if I was able to put my own words into it as opposed to being told why I should feel this way. And so it kind of comes from a place, I guess, of like being stubborn a little bit, but also from a place of just wanting to have agency, especially as a child, and to not to be explained away. I'm hoping that children ask the questions that children do. And I hope it's a lot of questions that pertain to like why is the show about death? Why is the show about dying? What is that? Like where does so and so go? Or where did so and so go whenever you said that they passed away? Like what does that actually mean? And I think that those are all questions that we all still have answers for. And I think it's a really good bonding experience. And kids always ask the questions that we can't answer. And I don't know what happens. It is something that we shy away from quite often because it's too big to really, it's too monumental to really have a succinct like answer to. And it's a very specific thing sometimes. And I think that with kids, they do want to have the question answered, but I think it's also a learning lesson as far as like understanding that not all questions will be able to be answered. So for Still's show at the Met, there were multiple times where he tried to back out of it based off of like fear or even, yes, just like fear of just being perceived and vulnerable for such a large public audience. This was at the time his largest show. It was a retrospective of his work. And so I think that there was just a lot of need to like wanting to authenticate that this was like the right decision to do at the right time. And also his life, like it was towards the end of his life. And so understanding his relationship to time and that he couldn't just keep, backing out of it. And so wanting to display in some kind of way like this like fear of the unknown and of presenting oneself, and also like just the innards of that. Was kind of what I wanted to do within a lot of the archival objects, and like the letters or even the barn nail, and this like finitude almost of like, this is it, question mark. Like, and so I think that there's just a lot of questioning around whether or not it was the right decision to do, and then just having to once again go off of his intuition, but also off of the help of Patricia and his daughters. And it wasn't just about him. And I think that that's like very evident within the archival material, like including, the exhibition starts out with Patricia Still's letter talking about a painting that she wants to crawl into and die. And because it was just so, she had to be with it. And I don't think that that would be conveyed with just Still's paintings. It also had to, the archival objects also are doing the labor of explaining this relationship or his relationships to his family.